Safety comes first in all factory and training environments, and it's all our responsibility to work safely to protect ourselves, our colleagues and any visitors. So let's look at some key aspects of safe working. In and around working machines, what you wear is important for safe working. Hair must be tied. This is to avoid the risk of it being trapped in machinery. Fingernails must be kept short to avoid snagging. Bracelets must not be worn whilst operating machinery. And the same goes for necklaces and scarves. It's important that footwear must be closed for protection, so shoes such as open sandals or flip-flops must not be worn. Mobile phones are not allowed for several reasons. Wires from headphones or earphones can get snagged. They are a distraction and can prevent an operator from hearing a safety threat. Keeping your working area tidy is essential. Messy work areas can lead to snagging in the machine. The factory floor must also be clear and tidy to prevent trips and falls. If you are going to handle heavy loads, make sure you are aware of the health and safety guidance on manual handling to prevent risk of injury. Every factory and work environment should be familiar with the RIDDOR, the regulations requiring reporting of dangerous occurrences such as injuries to employees. RIDDOR stands for Reporting of Injuries, Diseases and Dangerous Occurrences Regulations. When operating a sewing machine, it's critical to use the finger guard. Finger guards are the main form of protection against harm from sharp needles. Finger guards must always be in position. If a needle does break, and they do, then it needs to be reported. All sewing areas are required to have and follow a well-documented metal contamination and needle policy. Within this, machinists are informed of the procedure that should be followed when a needle breaks, including understanding the procedure for the safe disposal of needles. Always use a metal detector or a metal detector wand to avoid the risk of broken needle parts remaining in the garment. Fire is a major safety risk in every factory. Make sure you are aware of the fire safety plan and know where signage is to evacuate everyone in the event of a fire. There should be regular fire drills to remind everyone about the safe evacuation procedure. It is critical that fire escape routes are never blocked by equipment or other items. You must be aware of the location of fire extinguishers and make yourself familiar with the different types available for different fire sources. You also need to know who in the factory are the fire marshals and who is responsible for managing the safe use of the fire extinguishers. The industrial steam press area is full of hazards, so if you are using this equipment, you must be fully trained. Here is a quick overview. Temperature settings must be correct before starting, and the water level must be within the minimum level indicated on the tank. The pressure must be right before pressing commences. Use the pressure meter to know when the right setting is reached. When the working pressure is reached, to avoid scalding or burning, check the steam by pressing the steam button, making sure to hold the iron away from you or others. When using the iron, make sure your other hand is kept far from the iron to avoid scalding or burning yourself. When done, the iron must be turned off and the tank must be emptied following internal safety procedures. Remember, the water and iron will still be hot. Scissors and snips are sharp and caution must be taken when using them. Fabric scissors are only to be used on cutting tables where there is a large clear space to work. They should not be used in the confined space of a sewing machine. Here, snips should be used. Both scissors and snips should always be used by cutting away from ourselves and others. When moving around an area, the scissors must be held against the side of your leg, ensuring that blades are safely facing down. It is highly advisable to use the scissors cover as it provides an extra layer of protection. Always be mindful of the area that you are walking from and to, ensuring that you take into account anyone or anything that is in the way. Lighting is critical for your safety as an operative and to help make sure you produce high-quality work. If you find you have been placed at a workstation where the lighting levels are either too low or the lighting in the area has many shadows, it is important you speak to the senior manager and ask to be moved to an area of bright and shadow-free lighting or arrange to fix the lighting where you are working. Lint can be a problem in work areas where fibres from cut fabrics gradually build up over time. Therefore, part of your role is to regularly remove lint so that you have a clean area to work in and so that the lint does not contaminate or soil the garments you are sewing. There are two core audits for the industry, SMETA and the other is Fast Forward. Both of these audits are really important to make sure that the factory is ethically compliant and sustainable and that it is abiding by all the latest legislation for health and safety. Even in the best managed factories, injuries can arise, or people may feel unwell or even fall ill during the course of the working day. It is important that there is clear signage naming the qualified first aiders and how to contact them in the case of an emergency.